of how they go about their business. They're good
Yep,
folks, and
definitely.
and they've got that going on. So, all right, now we have our streaming up and running. Sorry for that little delay. Don't know why it does that to us when it does it, but it does. So we're going to check it to
Yep,
make sure that you all can hear us.
yep,
And we've had a sausage and biscuit so far this morning,
yep. They're pretty
and
good.
you better say they're the best biscuits you ever eat. Ain't Amy's listening, boy.
Yep,
She'll get
they're
you.
really good.
Yeah, okay. I'm trying to teach him early, Vance. He's
Yeah,
got a little skip in his step this morning. I don't know. He come over to the house. He was over at the house early this morning.
yeah. I left the house at like a little after 6.
Yeah, he was.
Right as soon as I got up, I was out the door. Forgot my glasses this morning, but I grabbed them before we came here.
So our sounds good this morning.
Got to turn my mic on, but yeah, it works. It's
Okay.
working. I mean,
All right, good. All right, so we got
Cool.
that done. You know, and I don't know why. I mean, they make you go in and reset your settings every once in a while, and I'm like, well, why in the world? You know, but you know, it's radio. I got my hair trimmed. Can you tell
yeah, it's
what's left of it?
there's none there.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah, there's not much there this morning, and that's okay.
You
That's
can see
something
a
that,
shadow.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah. It's receding on me, and I've reached that point. You know, I got the 3-do hairdos, what I used to call it when I was in school: straight up, straight down, straight out. That's how my hair
Yeah.
grew.
That's the way it goes.
And I actually would
Mhm.
have when I'd go to the barber shop, they'd say that you got Oriental hair, and I'd say, well, I don't know where I got that because I don't have any Oriental in me, but I guess that's probably a good thing. They said, no, your hair's straight and it's fine, but it's real fine. It's thick though. You got a lot of hair, but you know. So finally, in this kind of weather, I have gradually went shorter and shorter and shorter. If I went any shorter today, I'd be bald.
Yep.
And I don't want to be bald.
No,
That's
No.
that's too much maintenance. Then it
just
starts growing
stay
out.
beautiful, not bald.
That's right.
Yep.
And then that way it looks like you. I mean, you got the mange when
Yep.
it starts growing out, and that's too much
I think-
maintenance.
I think that's why
Yeah.
it's a problem now.
And then I decided to go ahead and let my beard fill in around my goatee because I despise shaving. Just to tell you the truth, that obviously
Yep.
that's not you're
Why do
not
you
a
think my
fan.
beard's as long as it is?
How long did it take you to get your beard that long?
About 3 years.
Jeez.
But it's been cut several times over time.
I was getting ready to say that's a quick growing beard.
Yep.
We're going to talk a little bit today about several things. Every once in a while, I like to find something that's interesting, and I ran across this when I was a kid, and it kind of took me back. You know, as we get around Christmas season, and we want everybody to know that here at Rick's house, we wish you the most Merry Christmas, and we
Yes.
always want to let you know we know what the reason for the season is, and of course we are proud of that, and but we're also, it reminds us of time to be together with family that you can, family that you can't. And I had some this morning, matter of fact, one of my dear friends reached out to me this morning, and he and I share a friendship with Ricky Bernetti, who is the one playing the drums and produced the Rick's House theme song that you heard this morning. And Ricky went on to be with Jesus a few months ago, and I was thinking about him yesterday, and excuse me, and just so happened this morning I got a text from Keith, who played the keyboards on that, and he said, "Hey brother, I love you. Just missing Ricky this morning." And I said, "You know, me too, brother. I've had him on my mind, and his lovely wife Robin and their family. So we're going to spend a special holiday. This will be their first Christmas with Ricky in heaven." So, you know, you got some of that going on. And so then I go back, I get a little nostalgic about things. So I'm a history buff. I dig history. My wife
Sometimes
does
you
too.
have to prove it's history.
Boy, ain't that the
Yep.
truth? So, you know, I like to hear about how things started. You know, from time to time, we've talked about Corningware. We've talked about, glass jars. We've talked about all
yeah,
that stuff,
yeah.
how all that happens. Found an interesting article sometime today we're going to talk about lunch boxes. Now, when I was a kid, and Vance, I'm sure that when you were a kid,
Spider-Man.
oh man, I had a baseball lunchbox that had the baseball players on it. And some of them are worth a lot of money.
They really are.
And mine was in good shape, had the matching thermos and everything, and I ended up giving it to a nephew or I don't know, one of the boys, or and then they traded it for a
Go figure. You could have been
whatever.
rich.
Yeah, who knows? That's just like all my Star Trek stuff I had, my Micronauts and all that, the Matchbox cars and all that stuff. And it went into storage and it became homes for the little meese, and there we go. So that didn't turn out too well.
What I miss the most is my Rock'em Sock'em Robots.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, that was a good game. I used to play that as a kid.
But
You're
you
still a
can
kid.
you can still get that. That's one of the most popular retro games is Rock'em Sock'em Robots.
Now that one was fun.
Yeah. We used to play. I like those. Me and my cousin had those. I don't remember what you called them, boppers or whatever. Morning, John. Good to see you.
Not Steampunk Johnny.
Steampunk Johnny's in the house. Saying Merry Christmas to you and the rest of us. Had a rough night. There was something about must have been something in the moon or in the stars or in the heavens
Season.
or the season that, I slept good, but it was short. I'd sleep and wake up, sleep and wake up, sleep and wake up.
That's what you get when you have a cat.
Yeah, I know. Oh,
Yep.
She is so rotten. I have made her so rotten. And she will jump from the bar, and that's about 6 feet. And how she does it, I don't know.
I don't
But
get it either.
she'll jump from the bar and hit me square in my chest.
Oh wow.
And when I'm sound asleep, and it just scares the bejesus out of me. And then she'll go,
Good
Like,
morning.
Good morning.
morning.
It's time to get up and feed me.
Yeah.
So she's rotten, and so she's got that going on. So yeah, I did a little digging on toolboxes, lunch boxes, and pretty interesting. And never thought that. Now my grandfather had a Stanley lunchbox. If you was a working man, you had a Stanley lunchbox and a thermos filled with coffee, black coffee,
No.
thick as syrup.
Can't be
Yep.
black.
Oh, thick as syrup.
Yuck.
Oh, he drank that coffee, poured it out, looked like molasses.
Oh God.
And he
May
poured
have
it in.
been.
He poured it in a saucer. I always wondered if a cup and saucer is that just because you made.
I always
no.
found that kind of strange.
That's the way he grew up. It'd be hot, boy. Mama bring it off that percolator off
Yeah.
that she set on the stove eye,
Poured out there to cool
pour
off.
it out there, and he'd dip him. He'd drop that over a little in that saucer, and then he'd take that saucer up and
Oh yeah.
I swear, I think his tongue it could have been 500 degrees, and he'd have sucked it down and been looking for a biscuit.
I was visiting some folks up in where were we? Somewhere up north. I don't even remember. And remember sitting down at the breakfast table the first day, and here they all start pouring coffee out in their saucer, and I'm like, okay.
He never had
I
seen
didn't
that
say
before.
anything. I just sat there. I was afraid.
Well, I'm telling you, it is one of those things. Good morning, Miss Ruby, Debbie. Good to see you this morning. Glad to see you, girl. But yeah, it's different traditions. And I tell you something else that I never learned. And as Tennesseans, we look at ourselves as Southerners.
Yep.
But when I moved to the deep South, L.A., which is Lower Alabama,
East LA.
yeah. Panama City Beach is really just Lower Alabama.
Yeah.
And living in down around Orange Beach and Foley, Alabama, and down in there, that is the first place I ever in my life ate tomato gravy.
It would have been a last for me.
Oh, you haven't eaten gravy till you've eaten tomato gravy.
And I'll never eat gravy.
You don't even know what's in it.
That's right. I'm afraid of what might be in it.
We're going to take that first time out now that we got everything up and running. We're going to talk about ain't nothing like a hot lard biscuit, some tomato gravy, couple eggs over easy.
Yep.
Yeah, Vance is getting so hungry. He's licking the crumbs out of that beard.
Yep.
I'm not going to eat my leftovers. Not yet.
Not yet, but you will.
When we come back, we're going to talk a little more home improvement. Tell you about some of the new sponsors we're excited about. We're going to talk to you. The phone line's open, 865-577-4885. Give us a call. We'd love to hear from you this morning. Hang on.
Hey, y'all, this is Rick Allen, host of Rick's House Home Improvement Radio Show on the road. Let me tell you about my friends at Knox Trail Salvage and Old City Kitchens. Joel Popper and the team there have been friends of this program for a long time, and they want to be your friend. Friends, they have got the best cabinets, the best products. You say, Rick, is it seconds? No, everything's first quality. They do have some seconds if you want to get a deal, but not on kitchens and not on about everything they have in the store. So trust me, they're part of our team. They want to be part of your team. And in this environment where building materials are going through the roof, they're going to have the best prices on the best products in Knoxville or anywhere in the surrounding area. Call them today. See them online. KnoxtrailSalvage.com, OldCityKitchens.com. A Rick's House favorite.
Hey, y'all, being from the country, I've learned one thing for sure. The difference in experience can make the difference between a good job and a bad. That's why we choose August Excavation for all your excavation needs. Whether it's pouring a footing, laying out a footing, pouring a concrete driveway, excavating a basement, or whatever your excavation needs may be. August Excavating. Call them today, 423-736-1402. 423-736-1402. Hey, y'all, this is Rick Allen, and let me tell you about one of my favorite companies, Top Septic. If you need a new drain field, or maybe you're having a problem with your existing drain field, or maybe the septic tank just needs to be pumped, they are the folks that can handle it for you. They know what they're doing. They're an American-owned company run by a veteran who wants to give you the type of service that you're expecting. Top Septic. Call them today, 865-599-1690. 865-599-1690.
Want the good, the bad, and the ugly of home improvement? You found it. This is Rick's House.
Good Saturday morning. Am I on? There I am. Okay. Good Saturday morning to you. Welcome to Rick's House. Thanks for joining in the studios of Praise 96.3, your Praise 96.3 FM. Love to have some phone calls this morning, 865-577-4885, 865-577-4885. That's how you get us on the program. Also, you can text us on the Miracle Method message line.
Right,
Yeah.
Slow down, you get it every time.
Get it every time. The Miracle Method message line at 865-255-3911. 865-255-3911. That's how you send us a message. As we talk about many of our sponsors, yesterday Amy got a Facebook message from some dear friends out in Texas, and said, "Hey, what's the number for a place that y'all recommend cabins?"
That's awesome.
I said, "Oh, well, Amy said, that's Cozy Mountain Cabins
With a Z.
with a Z, Cozy with a Z." And you know, and so we gave them. We talked to Anita. Matter of fact, I talked to Anita the day before. We gave them, sent her phone number, 865-660-0340, and bam. So they're gonna come up and do some good little Christmas stuff and get out of the. They live in a beautiful part of Texas in the hill country, but it's not winter time. Brother, you ever been to Texas in the summer?
Well, yeah, but I mean, it's not summer. Well, I guess in Texas it might
And I wanted to say something too. We're going, and like I said, we're going to talk about lots of things. I'm getting where I'm going to quit watching the news.
be. Right?
Holy moly! Did you see all that stuff that was going on yesterday?
Oh, no, I didn't. I'm watching news. Are you talking about local news?
Yes.
Oh, no,
Yeah.
I don't watch
There was a shooting at the Walmart on Norris Freeway in Halls.
Yeah.
that. See, Halls has it.
Yeah,
Even
they
shooters.
Yeah, they have for sure.
They got it for sure now, and still 2 in custody, and you know, and of course, you know,
That's
they had that
crazy.
terrible thing at Rural King a year or 2 ago, with a
Yeah.
guy just came up for like that, and it's just people have lost their minds.
But what's happened is they've lost their parents in the sense that they're not being parents.
Well, I'd have to agree with you on that. It's, I just don't know. I just, as I look at it, I'm like, holy moly, this is.
Yeah, that's bad.
And by the way, you know, we've been talking about preferred modular homes. If you'd like to reach out to them, they are moving their showrooms and stuff around, really giving you that feel for what it looks like to set up.
And what's their phone?
And their phone number is 865 512 9251. 865 512 9251. Scott's a sales manager there. He'll take great care of you. Reach out to them and do that. We would love for you to be a part and just see what they're doing. It's amazing. And I have been a huge proponent of the modular housing thing for a long time, and it's just something that White's got one of his fans watching. On
Yes.
Facebook.
You have a fan?
Yeah,
I think
Pete
so,
Sanders.
yeah.
Oh, wow.
Oh yeah, Pete. Yeah.
Yeah, Pete's watching White this morning.
Yep.
Pete, good to see you, brother.
Hello,
Sanders Plumbing Company.
So it's driving man.
You see that big old toilet they
Yeah.
made for the parade?
Oh yeah, that. Like, who would just go down the road in a portable toilet? Who would do that?
Pete.
Either Pete or Chris.
He looked right on that toilet, too.
He did. So, good morning, Sanders Plumbing this morning. So, again, I don't know what's going on. People get crazy this time of year, but be aware. Be aware of yourself. Be aware of your surroundings. If you've ever lived in a major city, and Knoxville is becoming a major city,
A major pain.
that's good news.
Yeah, that one was good.
And it's becoming a major city, and so you really have to be, especially ladies, be aware of your surroundings, because there are things going on that are crazy. And also, I'd like to say to you this morning is that, you know, and we got the guys from CMG was in here 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Wow. CMG Mechanical Services LLC. What a great job, Chris and Brian, and
Good people.
you know, the whole team. I mean, just what they do is just phenomenal. And we've already recommended them on the job, and they went and done the job. It was not what they had already had. They love to do second. If you want a second opinion, they love to do a second opinion. And so they had went to this job, and this was someone that a client of mine, and they had gotten an estimate, and so I sent the guys out, and they went out there and looked at it and said, well, we don't think that's the problem. And we don't think that's what it's going to take to fix it. So I said, well, what do you think, boys? And so I said, and they told me. They told me exactly what they thought. There was a bad buzz in my mind. Okay. Let's see. that is.
Shouldn't be.
I don't hear it. That again. Okay. It's going to be one of those mornings where we have that technical stuff. I don't know what's going on with it, but
I was having technical stuff before we got here.
yeah, that happens sometimes.
Yeah, it
Amy,
does.
let me know. Amy, let me know if that's better. You know, when you have a studio, multiple people use multiple setups, and we do
Yeah.
multiple things. You know, sometimes we get something off.
Some
And
people
also,
can't leave knobs alone.
the other,
Yep,
I
there's
didn't-
that too.
I didn't say that.
Oh.
But also, it's I keep at least two cords of every cord, two adapters of every adapter, and I learned that a long time in the radio world because without that, you never know when the cord's going to go bad for no reason.
Right.
I mean, they got 10 cents in these things, and they're selling to you for $20. You know, and it just doesn't make sense.
I'm in the wrong business.
She said I fixed it. Okay, good.
Good.
Don't know what I did. I just turn knobs and stuff till something happens.
Of course she did. She's your wife.
That's right. Oh, she's gonna make a ham and potato and cheese onion casserole today and chili.
I got a question for her.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Amy, did you clean the washing machine? Filter yet?
Oh, he's living dangerous.
Oh, she's gonna get
You
you,
know,
for
her
that.
and Patty
Vance.
were talking yesterday. You are in trouble.
Yep, deep.
Ruh-roh.
But we do. We've got. I got sidetracked chasing the scroll. Oh, CMG.
Yep.
The
CMG.
team over at CMG and you know, but what I was saying was they love to do second opinions. Well,
Mhm.
this is a big project. They went in and said that's not the problem. And here's something with HVAC that I am not an HVAC guy. I don't know much about it. I really don't. I don't claim to know much about it. I don't know much about plumbing. Plumbing is my nemesis. I don't know hardly anything about HVAC and wallpaper. If you die,
Yeah,
go to the bad
wallpaper.
place. Wallpaper and cold coffee. That's what you. That's what you do every day. But that being said, bigger is not always better, and we talked about this with the guys on the show. Bigger is not always better with HVAC. If your unit is too big, it's not going to run enough. If it's not big enough, it's going to run all the time.
Yeah.
So having that proper airflow and considering those things are very important, including
I was going to say trunk line has a lot to do with it.
trunk line has a huge
Yeah.
amount to do with it.
Yeah.
And so all those things being said, they went out and made an assessment. Well, this particular property has 2 units, and they were just trying to get the main unit fixed because they said that somebody had come and fixed the secondary unit, but they said, we don't know how long this is going to last. This is a temporary fix, and it didn't last very long, and so it wasn't working. So the guys being who the guys are and wanting to have excellence in customer service and excellence in quality of work. While they were there, they went ahead and they said, it's going to take a day. Well, they did the whole thing in half a day. Showed up when they said they'd be there, got it done, works beautifully. And while they're there, they take a look at, they go, well, let's just take a look at that other unit. They're like, okay, sure. So they go up there and take a look at it, and they saw what the other technician had done.
That's always bad.
And it
Mhm.
was in the right direction, but there was something that needed to be done electrically. That he didn't do inside the unit. So because of the knowledge
Yeah.
and having the appropriate testing equipment, they fixed that unit in about 10 minutes.
Wow.
And now both units are working when the customer was only expecting to get one working.
Well, they're nice and warm now.
And
Yep.
so, yes. And so that's what you get. So let us recommend for all your HVAC. They do gas logs, they do gas piping, all that kind of stuff. It has to do with mechanical services, heat and air. You know, the split mini units we talked about on the show.
Yeah.
all those kinds of things, man, call them today. Let me tell you how you get them. 865-770-1561. 865-770-1561. And you can look there. They've got lots of 5-star recommendations because that's how they do it. They're going to do it for a fair price and do quality work and going to tell you the truth. You know,
Most importantly, they're going to give you good customer service.
exactly.
And that's
Definitely.
that's extinct nowadays. Okay, where
Right,
you
you
go.
going to make it?
Yeah,
You're
I'm gonna
right,
make it.
yawning on me over here
I
in
know.
the studio.
I
Well,
know.
you need to drink some more of that coffee. He's
I'm working on that coffee.
He's
He swore that cigar would wake him up, but it
Yeah.
doesn't look like it.
Amy says, Vance, when Rick does laundry, he won't do it all. Hey, if I got drawers and some shorts, I'm good. I'm good
Right.
to go. One pair of breeches. I did have to break out my long breeches this morning. Did you say breeches when you was a kid? I mean, do you use the word breeches?
Not very often.
Amy, every time I say that, she just laughs. She said she never had heard anybody say breeches until she met me.
Wow. Where'd you,
Yep.
you find her under a rock?
Well, no, she was above. She was out of my league.
Oh, okay.
I had to work real hard, run real
You know,
fast.
I can see that.
We're going to take that next time out. Penny
Yep.
Hollers, good to see you on the program this morning. Thanks for joining us. Penny, fellow weight loss friend with Dr. Elias Ortiz in Tijuana, Mexico. Doing great down in Georgia.
Yep.
So good to see you this morning. Thanks for joining us on the program. We're going to keep talking home improvement. We'd love to hear from you. 865-577-4885, 865-577-4885, or text us on the Miracle Method message line at 865-255-3911. What are we going to do, White?
We're going to take this break and then we'll be right back.
All right. We'll be right back, y'all. Hey, y'all, this is Rick Allen, host of Rick's House Home Improvement Radio Show, right here on 96.3 FM, Praise FM. Let me tell you about my friends Tyler and Xavier and the team over at Weekend RV Center. Whether you're looking for sales or service or parts or storage, they're the team that can make that happen for you. I trust them. They've been there with me when we were on the road all over the United States, and they'll be there for you. They can work on your RV. They can take your RV in on a trade. They can sell you a new RV, but most of all, they're going to treat you like family. You're not dealing with some big corporation. You're dealing with local folk who want to do a great job and take care of you. Weekend RV Center, 865-457-4424, 865-457-4424, or find them online at weekendrvcenter.com. Hey, y'all, this is Rick Allen, host of Rick's House Home Improvement Radio Show. Let me tell you, I know a little something about mobility issues. I know a little something about taking care of mom and dad and grandparents and things you do when you're supposed to. That's why I trust Chris and his team at Miracle Method. They've got a safety package. A safety package that converts that tub in your house. But the main thing is it's going to give them an easy step in. It's going to give them grab bars that are added right. It's going to give them the flexibility to have that independence. And you, the knowledge of knowing that you've taken care of mom and dad. Miracle Method. Find them online today. Miracle Method. 865-693-5522. For safety is a priority. Hey, y'all, this is Rick Allen, and let me tell you about one of my favorite companies, Top Septic. If you need a new drain field, or maybe you're having a problem with your existing drain field, or maybe the septic tank just needs to be pumped, they are the folks that can handle it for you. They know what they're doing. They're an American-owned company run by a veteran who wants to give you the type of service that you're expecting. Top Septic. Call them today, 865-599-1690. 865-599-1690.
Got a question? Rick's got the answers for all your home improvement questions. It's Rick's House. Home improvement advice done right.
Good Saturday morning to you. Welcome back to Rick's House Live. Praise 96.3, your Praise 96.3 FM. And Saturday mornings, 8 to 10, it's Rick's House. We talk home improvement and all kinds of things, have a little fun along the way. We're excited about being with you and allowing us to be in your home on Saturday morning, especially on a cool Saturday morning like it is today. Now, Vance, why it's like let me tell you something about my nephew, that he comes with me on the radio show. Not every time, but
No.
he comes when he can, because he is an athlete. He does. He does Special Olympics, and he's been on the Tennessee national team and goes to Florida and does Winter Olympics, and
I still am doing the winter thing.
He's still doing the winter thing, and he's on the news all the time. You know, he's on the magazines.
He's famous.
I can't take him anywhere. Anywhere I take him, he
can't take me anywhere without me getting caught.
Yep, he gets caught, and there's people. Everybody wants to talk to Wyatt, so he's with me this morning. So I was listening. Hey, Melissa, good to see you in this morning. But I'm gonna let his secret out. I know why he's such a good athlete. Because he's powered by candy.
Yeah.
That's what
Big time.
used to running from the cops.
Yeah, well, he's had his sausage biscuit from A&A this morning.
Yeah.
And then I'm as we were going to the timeout, it sounded like a rat in a bunch of newspapers.
Yeah.
Over here, and he's digging in his pocket, and he'll pull out a package of he's a Twizzler man.
Yeah.
Twizzlers. And so yesterday,
basically anything.
He went to the store with me. And I'm like, well, get you some candy. Uncle Rick will get you some candy.
Nope.
He said, no, I'm good.
I got some stuff at home.
He didn't see nothing in the store that suited him.
No.
Well,
No.
Nope.
So he said, no. I said, well, right there's Twizzlers. He said, yeah, but they're not ropes. I got Twizzler ropes at home.
Yep.
So in his pocket right now is probably a half a pound.
It's actually no. Empty.
Yeah.
Oh, empty. You done ate it all this morning?
Yeah. Empty.
So
He'd have had a field day back in the day at Sears on Central.
oh man.
Yeah, I would have.
Ride the escalator.
Yeah.
And then they had
That
all those
candy
nuts
station?
and candy station there. Oh my goodness.
Oh,
They
Yeah.
put it in a bag for you.
I was one of the odd ones. I always got the candy corn.
I love candy corn.
I do too.
No, that stuff's good.
People are always talking about how bad candy corn is.
No, candy corn is delicious.
Sugar is sugar, people.
If you don't like candy corn, there's something wrong with you. I reckon. And that commercial that we do for Miracle Method, I was thinking about, and I want to talk a little bit about our team. We're so excited for every person, and that's what Rick's House radio show is. We are a team.
Yep.
We're not looking for everybody. We're not looking for companies that don't do it the way that we think it should be done.
Right.
And when we do get a team member like CMG or Miracle Method or Knox Rail or Top Septic or Cozy Mountain Cabins or Weekend RV Center or August Excavations
Don't forget Baker Boy
or Baker Boy
For the
Pizza.
Baker Boys. Yep.
wings.
And definitely, we do not want to forget about the plumbing.
Yeah, we don't forget about Sanders Plumbing and Busy Bee Plumbing, our friend
Busy
Lance.
Bee Lance.
He lives in a place that I didn't even know existed. Tallahassee, Tennessee.
Oh yeah, Tallahassee. Yeah, that's
Man, that is beautiful.
That's that way.
That is absolutely beautiful.
That way.
It's a ways away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't just get there quick, but man, what a beautiful part of the country. I didn't even know that existed.
I didn't know either.
No.
Yeah. He said Tallahassee. I said, Tallahassee? He said, no, Tallahassee. So that's a beautiful part of the world.
Did you say that's over toward Vonore?
Vonore.
Right. Thank you.
Yeah.
It is. It's before you get to Vonore, you turn left on 129 and go out that way.
I was engineering backwards when I said that.
Yeah, absolutely. and the Tennessee River becomes a lake there, the Chilhowie Lake.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who'd have thunk it?
And it's quite the beautiful place. So I thought that was very interesting. Preferred Modular Homes Circulation Station had a great conversation. Jim's on vacation right now and had a great conversation with him at Circulation Station and the Beamer product, which you're going to hear more and more and more about, that is helping so many people dealing with aches and pains and healing and just feeling better, especially as you age. I know when I woke this morning, you know, my arthritis along with my neuropathy really gives me a fit. And on days like this, you know, I'm hobbling.
Yep.
And so I hobble every day.
That Beamer comes out of Germany, right?
It does. It's a German product, which is kind of funny because you know
Surprised it works.
We got it does a
Yeah.
it does a great job. It's very helpful. It's not a cure all, but it is helpful. Melissa White says, "Oh, sounds like a trip to the Mass General store to load up. They got that candy like that.
Oh yeah.
What's
That's
that
right.
candy that I get your dad? It looks like it's old timey candy,
the Whorehound candy.
whorehound candy.
Yeah, Whorehound.
Well,
Yeah.
we won't talk about that anymore.
Yeah,
No,
yeah, that's what it's called.
Yeah,
that's exactly what it
delicious.
is. It's pretty good.
that's why I've never tried it.
They've got all different
Oh,
flavors.
it's delicious. Got all kinds of different flavors in it. It's like big cream drops, you know.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
No.
a chocolate with stuff in the middle.
Ugh.
and they've got
I got his daddy some, but he ate all of it. I said, "Did you eat some of that candy?" "Yeah, I ate one bag." His daddy told me he ate both bags before he got a bite of it. You're lying, Knuckle Rick. You're not supposed to be
Oh, I
lying.
gave him the other bag. I gave Dad the other bag.
And it was empty?
No, it still had stuff in it. It was a full bag when I gave it to him.
Well,
I kept the bag and he took the other bag.
well, Merry Christmas. So,
Yeah.
that's what we got going on. Talking about these lunch boxes, we're going to jump back on that for a minute. You know, my granddad, as I said, had a Stanley. You know, if he was a working man, you had that Stanley lunchbox, and the Stanley thermos that we were talking about, full of black coffee. And my grandfather, if it was not JFG, it was not coffee.
No.
JFG was the coffee back in the day.
Well, it was too.
And that was the way it was done. Do you have any idea when the first lunchbox was invented?
No.
1880.
Wow.
See, this stuff just blows me away. In 1880,
A burlap sack.
the plain metal lunch pails were a practical way for workers to transport and protect their midday meals. The utilitarian containers weren't marketed for children, but it wasn't long before parents, taking a cue from the workers' lunch pails, started reusing the metal tins used to hold cookies or tobacco
Oh wow.
for their kids' school lunches.
Tobacco bad.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what else? We got to die of something. In the early 20th century,
True.
it was common for children who lived in rural areas to pack their lunch, while kids in urban areas who lived closer to school would go home to eat. Now, I read that, and I thought, if you let me go home for lunch, what do you think the possibility was that I was going back to school?
I'll be napping.
I might have left the house, but I'm sure there was a fishing pond somewhere between there and the schoolhouse,
And a fishing pole somewhere
and
hidden
a fishing
somewhere
boat
between.
hid somewhere in between. And
Yep.
I might make it as the bell went out to be picked up, but yeah, that wouldn't happen.
That wasn't going to happen at all.
The first lunchbox specifically designed for kids, which made its debut in 1902, was shaped like a picnic basket and featured lithographed images of children playing. In 1935, the Milwaukee-based company Guder, Paschke, and Frey produced the first characterized licensed lunch kit, a metal oval-shaped lithographed tin secured with a loop of wire that served as the handle. The tin featured a new cartoon character named Mickey Mouse,
Yep.
and the lunchbox, as we know it, was born. Now, this is what we're talking about. In the 50s, marked a major turning point for the evolution of the lunchbox as the humble container became means of portable self-expression in 50. Aladdin Industries, that's a name we know, saw an opportunity to expand its lunchbox sales by taking its signature plain steel box, applying red enamel, and embossing it with a decal of Hopalong Cassidy.
Wow.
A fictional cowboy on a popular TV series. The product was a hit, and a competitor, American Thermos, soon followed suit by releasing its own cowboy lunchbox featuring full color images of Roy Rogers on all sides. The company sold 2.5 million Roy Rogers lunchboxes in 1953.
Wow.
Yeah.
By the mid 50s, other manufacturers jumped into the metal lunchbox market, competing for licensing rights to popular TV shows. The lunchbox business grew to encompass a wide variety of entertainment tie-ins, making themed lunchboxes popular with both children and collectors. Though the original plain metal kits were intended to be used year after year by adults, bringing pop culture themes to children's lunchboxes meant the kids would want a new one at the start of every school year.
Oh, yeah.
Hence, sales. This planned obsolescence meant more money for manufacturers, who further inspired introduced additional styles and designs, such as lunchboxes with matching thermoses. American business.
That just meant less food, though, when you put your thermos in there.
Oh yeah, I had the baseball one, and I had a Scooby Doo one.
Oh,
Yeah.
And
Scooby.
Scooby Doo.
All righty then.
Yeah.
So-
There's nothing wrong with that dog.
That was either Scooby Doo or Medea. I don't know which. I don't know which one it
I
was.
would rather take the
They're
one
looking
with the dog.
They look alike, so.
Yeah, well, that's the truth. So, yeah, absolutely. So, interesting facts on the Rick's House program this morning. Again, we all know that we're in the holiday season. As I was driving in this morning, seeing all the lights on houses and thinking about those Christmas trees, and as we're watching different Christmas movies and seeing all the things that are out there, be sure to make sure that there's water. If you have a live tree, make sure there's water in it. Check those needles on it to make sure it's not drying out. Make sure you're not over loading cords. And
make sure you don't
outlets
do
as
that.
well, to make sure that it's safe, because that's just a big piece of tinder that with a minor spark can end up in a devastating house fire. And so we want to make sure that you're being safe as you do that. We need to take that next time out, I guess, don't we, Vance? No, we're going to roll it in.
Roll on.
Roll on. Going to roll it in
I
together.
guess we're gonna roll on all together.
All right, and that's what Wyatt says. That's what we're going to do. Now, talking about things, this week I have a thought a lot about maintenance, because with weather changes, you have things changing in your house, and when the weather is changing, as it is now, where it's summer for 2 days and then back to winter and back and forth, as your house goes through those extreme changes, it causes movement.
Yeah.
And that movement does all kinds of things. It stresses caulk, it stresses seams, siding moves, different parts of the house move, weather stripping gets tested. And there are so many things that we don't think about. We don't think about draft. And of course, you've heard me say this a million times. Draft is your enemy when you're trying to be energy efficient in your home. It's just part of it.
Yeah.
Draft is what makes you feel cold. It's also what freezes things. So obviously a good time to make sure, don't ever leave your garden hose hooked up to your outdoor spigot.
No.
No.
Especially this time of year, because that becomes a vacuum and it sucks that cold air in. And that may be a freeze proof or frost proof faucet, or spigot. But I promise you that if you leave a hose attached to it, it will bust.
Not to mention,
Yeah.
that pretty green hose will turn brown.
Well, that's true.
Yep.
I never thought about that.
I didn't think of it either until you told us.
That's right. So that being said, make sure that those hoses are disconnected, and we have to connect hoses to do certain things like put water out for the horses and those kinds of things, and we choose very carefully when to do that. And then the other thing is we elevate that hose on one end when we're done with it, so that while it's warm enough that water will exit, so that the hose, even though the water's not on, that the water that's in the hose doesn't freeze. Really good idea if you have a small compressor that you can just take a little air and blow that water out of that hose to keep it from freezing. Using electric hoses like we've talked about, which we have for our RV, for our travel trailer, you still have to be very concerned about the connections and about them freezing. So what we've done is use pipe insulation and cut the pipe insulation to wrap around where the connections are that turn on and off, so that we can pull them off. And at first I thought, well, we'll tape it. So you put it on there, you tape it. Well, that will last for a week or two. Then you got to give the horses more water. So you have to cut the tape, and it's a mess and it's a problem. So I went to Walmart, and you can do this at any big box store, Walmart, Home Depot, Lowe's, Ace, favorite
Anywhere.
Hardware, True Value, wherever you want to go. And I bought a roll of Velcro. And so that roll of Velcro, I can cut into the length of strips that I need. So now we took the Velcro, and instead of no more tape. So you go out there, you grab the Velcro, and you pull it loose. Why'd you need a nap?
Kinda.
Yeah, you don't go in there and lay down on the couch?
Not yet. Nope.
Okay. He fell asleep on me yesterday
Put him
watching
on
the
the floor.
news.
Yeah. I would.
He ate a big
Conked out.
cheeseburger. He ate a big cheeseburger and some waffle fries. And next thing I know, he was nodding off.
Yep.
So anyway, using that Velcro makes it quick and easy to remove that, so that you can access the handle, do what you got to do, turn it back off, put it back on,
Wrap it
with the Velcro. Bam, you're done. It's sealed. It's not going to burst. You're
That's
not going
a
to
great
have a
idea.
problem.
Whole lot less mess.
Whole lot less mess. So just a little Rick's House tip there for you in utilizing that. Now we've got a new project that we're going to be working on today. Wyatt don't even know about it yet. I hadn't shared it with him.
Not yet, but I'll
Because
find out.
The Tennessee
Eventually.
Vols play tonight at the Ohio State University.
Well, that's right. Gotta get that antenna adjusted, Wyatt.
Yeah.
Yep.
So my dear friend John Gray, who's been on this show often, he is an Alabama fan. So I have been given. He won't answer my phone calls because he knows what's coming, because he has tortured me for years. And then when we beat them, I was trying to call him and he wouldn't answer. And then he called me, and before I said hello, and before I could say another word, he said, "Well, I just wanted to call and congratulate you on the excellent job that you're." I said, "Man, stop! You're taking my thunder. What? Quit!" And he just laughed and hung up. So his better half is an Ohio State Buckeye all the way.
Uh-oh.
So we've been gigging each other back and forth, Amy and I and John and Tanya, about the game tonight. But the game don't come on till 8:00, so I'll have to take a nap.
Yep. Me and Uncle Rick
This
will take a nap,
afternoon.
and then we'll be up for the game
That's
tonight.
what we'll do, won't we, son?
Yep.
Yeah, we'll take a nap, and then we'll be up, and we're going to eat some chili and
Yep.
peanut. Do you like a peanut butter sandwich with your chili, Vance?
I love peanut butter sandwich.
You ever eat it with your chili?
I don't eat chili.
What is wrong with you?
Beans, man.
Well,
Well, I'll be eating the chili. If you eat the sandwich, I'll take the chili.
You can have the beans. I'll eat the chili.
when I was a kid in school here, they made their chili and they made it real soupy.
Yeah.
And they served it with the peanut butter sandwich. And that was the best peanut butter sandwich I'd ever eaten in my life, because I didn't like peanut butter sandwich. I like peanut butter and jelly.
Oh, yeah.
But
that's the bomb.
that's the bomb. But I never would eat just a peanut butter sandwich. Well, we went to school at Corton Elementary School. And so that was like going to school.
Sorry.
What do you mean, sorry? It's a great
What you
school.
mean? That's what I meant.
Sandwich.
I'm sorry that you mind.
Okay. So we went to school there. Well, all of us kids, many of their grandmothers worked in the cafeteria. So, kids talk about school food being bad. Man, we ate like kings. It was like eating at Mama's house every day at Corrigan Elementary School. And so they would make peanut butter sandwiches to go with your chili. And the chili was soupy. So you tear the peanut butter sandwich in half and then dunk it down in the chili juice and then bring it up and eat it. And it was delicious. And I still do it to this day. But I did not know, because my wife, her best friend's mama, Miss Odell was one of the ladies there, and she made the peanut butter sandwiches. And do you know what they did to make them? Now, they wouldn't do nothing like this now, because somebody, some presidential wife would be having a fit about some student health stuff for kids.
Well, she's not in office anymore.
Yeah. Well,
Nope.
Anyway, you know what she did to make on every peanut butter sandwich?
What's that?
Sprinkled a little brown sugar.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Oh, no,
Little brown sugar on the
good.
peanut butter. Come on.
I thought you were going to say
Now
ketchup.
that was good. No, nope.
I thought you
brown
were going to
sugar
say
on that?
ketchup.
Sounds good to me.
Ketchup.
Yeah, man. What? Peanut butter and ketchup? You never tried that?
No, but
No.
my dad's favorite sandwich is peanut butter, mayonnaise, and tomato.
Oh, yeah.
Now, that's a good sandwich. It sounds terrible.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, it sounds bad.
It's delicious.
Anytime you put mayo on anything, it's going to be bad.
Yeah, peanut
Yeah.
butter, mayonnaise, and tomato. So a little peanut butter and brown sugar makes it happen. So all
Yeah.
those kinds of things. It's talking about little Christmas memories from our childhood here on the program this morning.
I don't have any of those.
Oh, of course you do. You don't have it. And I
Oh,
was
yeah.
I was bad last week.
Caroling.
Caroling.
Yeah, man. That's what we did.
We lived in the country. If you're going to carol, you had to ride a horse or a wagon and freeze to death
Just sing
2
to the
miles to
horses.
see a neighbor.
Heck with the neighbors. Sing to the horse.
Well, we could have done that. So, top of the hour, we're going to take the next time out and let you hear from some of those folks that bring you the Rick's House program. Now, be sure and let them know when you call them that you heard about it on Rick's House, and you heard about it here on Praise 96.3 FM, and that we're sending them your way. That helps us. It helps them to track what they're doing and allows us to be on every Saturday morning and bring you home improvement, a little fun, some odd facts, and those kinds of things as we go along. Our phone lines are open, 865-577-4885, 865-577-4885. And the Miracle Method message line is open for texting at 865-255-3911. You're listening to Rick's House in White.
We'll be right back, folks.
FM 96.3, Knoxville, Seymour.
Hey, y'all, this is Rick Allen, host of Rick's House Home Improvement Radio Show on the road. And let me tell you about my friends at Knox Trail Salvage and Old City Kitchens. Joel Popper and the team there have been friends of this program for a long time, and they want to be your friend. Friends, they have got the best cabinets, the best products. You say, Rick, is it seconds? No, everything's first quality. They do have some seconds if you want to get a deal, but not on kitchens and not on about everything they have in the store. So trust me, they're part of our team. They want to be part of your team. And in this environment where building materials are going through the roof, they're going to have the best prices on the best products in Knoxville or anywhere in the surrounding area. Call them today. See them online. KnoxtrailSalvage.com, OldCityKitchens.com. A Rick's House favorite.
Now listen, if you've not been to Baker Boys, have y'all tried Baker Boys pizza yet? Oh my good gracious. Let me tell you something. It's on Cherry Street. If you get off on Cherry Street and turn toward Magnolia, and you'll see Baker Boys down there on the right. He's got a 30-inch pie, like not even got in my van and got the door closed. That's what I'm talking about. And I'm telling you, a slice of pizza feed 10 kids. Baker Boys Pizza is the place. I'm telling y'all, go by and see them and tell them that we sent you, and they're going to take care of you. They're going to be proud to see you, and they're going to be glad to feed you and your family. Great place for after church on Sundays. Go by and see the team at Baker Boys Pizza and tell them that Rick's House sent you. Hey, y'all, this is Rick Allen, host of Rick's House Home Improvement Radio Show, right here on 96.3 FM, Praise FM. Let me tell you about my friends Tyler and Xavier and the team over at Weekend RV Center. Whether you're looking for sales or service or parts or storage, they're the team that can make that happen for you. I trust them. They've been there with me when we were on the road all over the United States, and they'll be there for you. They can work on your RV. They can take your RV in on a trade. They can sell you a new RV, but most of all, they're going to treat you like family. You're not dealing with some big corporation. You're dealing with local folk who want to do a great job and take care of you. Weekend RV Center, 865-457-4424, 865-457-4424, or find them online at weekendrvcenter.com. Hey, y'all, this is Rick Allen, and let me tell you about one of my favorite companies, Top Septic. If you need a new drain field, or maybe you're having a problem with your existing drain field, or maybe the septic tank just needs to be pumped, they are the folks that can handle it for you. They know what they're doing. They're an American-owned company run by a veteran who wants to give you the type of service that you're expecting. Top Septic. Call them today, 865-599-1690, 865-599-1690. Hey, y'all, this is Rick Allen, host of Rick's House Home Improvement Radio Show. Let me tell you, I know a little something about mobility issues. I know a little something about taking care of mom and dad and grandparents and things you do when you're supposed to. That's why I trust Chris and his team at Miracle Method. They've got a safety package. A safety package that converts that tub in your house. But the main thing is it's going to give them an easy step in. It's going to give them grab bars that are added right. It's going to give them the flexibility to have that independence. And you, the knowledge of knowing that you've taken care of mom and dad. Miracle Method. Find them online today. Miracle Method. 865-693-5522. For safety is a priority.
Don't let do it yourself become do it to yourself. This is Rick's House, the home improvement show.
Good Saturday morning to you. Welcome back to Rick's House Live, Praise 96.3 FM, your Praise 96.3. We'd love for you to join us this morning. If you got a home improvement question, we're ready to answer them this morning. We're kind of all over the place today, just enjoying the holiday, but always enjoy a chance to chat with you.
Yep.
On Saturday mornings. My nephew Wyatt joins me in studio today. He's my helper today. We've got a project we're going to work on today, and I haven't shared it with Wyatt yet. And also got a little tip I saw yesterday that I don't know how it works, don't know why it works, but I thought it was interesting. So we'll start with that. You know how this morning when Wyatt came over, I didn't know how serious the frost was going to be on the windshield of the car. So I flipped the windshield wipers up off the glass.
Yeah.
And then I thought about putting a towel or something on there, to cover it, and then flipping the windshield wipers back down. But I just didn't get that excited because it was cold when I was outside and I had on shorts.
Yeah.
They were my winter shorts that come to my knees, but,
yeah.
Well, you should have been warm.
And I did one of Vance's favorite things he likes to see. He likes to see a hoodie and a pair of shorts in the wintertime. That's he don't understand that.
That irks me.
It bothers you, don't it?
It does.
Now, why
That's
would you
not
want to do
natural.
that, man?
That's not natural. If you can wear shorts, wear a t-shirt. You need a hoodie.
Well, my upper body's got to be warm. My legs is hot.
That's matter of opinion.
So
Now, for
anyway, so I
me-
was outside doing that, and so I was thinking about it. So I went inside and I was doing show prep, and and just thinking about some things I wanted to chat about today, and so I get hundreds of emails after 25 years. This will be our 25th year, starting in January, from my favorite's Family Handyman. That's my favorite resource. They are not a sponsor of this program. They probably don't even know who Rick Allen is or Rick's House, and that's fine. but they have some useful stuff in there, some stuff that I enjoy, and I get some good stuff from them. I get some stuff that I don't agree with either, but I do like the practical side of what they do. And then I get the home talk and the RV stuff and all those kinds of things, because if you're not listening and observing what other people are saying, my granddad told me to do a whole lot of listening and not too much talking, which I'm not
Yep.
real good at.
Not really.
But that's how you learn something, and sometimes you can agree with it and sometimes you can't. But I was watching, and you know how when it's raining like it was the last couple of days or last several days, and you get that water beaded up on the side window of the car, and in my car, used to, in most cars you can run the window down and the felt weather
Yeah.
stripping will clear that off.
Not nowadays.
Not nowadays. It don't touch it.
No.
And I
Nope.
don't understand that. So
I don't either.
you don't need, does it do it on your truck?
I haven't done that with the window in a while.
Okay.
You gotta have gas in the truck first.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm almost.
He drives out about 25 gallons a week on the farm. But,
Yeah.
But anyway, so I got to thinking about that. So I saw a hack. It said potato hack. And I thought, well, I like
Well,
taters.
So do I.
Vance likes taters.
Oh yeah.
Wyatt likes taters. So I thought, well,
I'll
let
eat
me look
any
at
kind
that.
of tater.
But
I'll even cook them.
you can take a potato and cut it in half and then take the raw part of it and rub that on your window when it's wet like that.
Yeah.
And it will do away with all those bubbles, and it will not, it won't bubble back up for a long time until that gets off of it.
That's crazy.
Now that sounds like a good
Now, I
idea.
don't know what it
It
says.
might leave you a white film, but hey,
It might, but hey, I mean, I poured Coke on a windshield before. Yes, I have. To defrost, and it was talking about defrosting. But the other thing that it was talking about, and I've been reading this, I've read about 5 articles on this in the last month. Wyatt likes to warm his truck up.
Yes, I do not like a cold truck.
He likes to warm his truck up. I like to warm my vehicle up, especially when it's cold like it was this morning.
Yeah,
So there's a debate going on out there in the auto world. Some people say that warming your truck up for an extended period of time hurts the engine.
that's what I've heard.
well, that or unless if you're moving, you're fine.
Some of them say that it doesn't hurt the engine.
I've heard that.
No, but it'll warm your truck up. It'll be good.
But I read an article yesterday that said that if your engine is 2008 or newer, it's designed to run and ready to roll after 30 seconds of warming. Now, I ain't designed and ready to roll after 30 seconds of warming.
No, I've never
Nope.
been in a car that was warm in 30 seconds.
No, however, I will say that my little Prius warms up pretty quick, but
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's so small.
it is. But boy, it's got a lot of room inside.
Looks like
of
your
it.
body heat alone would heat that thing up.
Well, small spaces aren't always advantageous when
That's
you got
true.
Wyatt with you.
Uh-uh.
So anyway, but it says that anything past 30 seconds it's merely wasting gas. You're
Yeah.
using gas. I don't know how I feel about that, but they say if your vehicle is pre 2008, it helps to lubricate it. But it just makes sense to me, and I'm not mechanical. Maybe there's somebody out there that can have an opinion about this that can set us straight, because I'm not mechanical. I can build your house, I can remodel your kitchen, I can tell you what's wrong with what's going on in your house most of the time. But as far as mechanical stuff, that's Wyatt's dad. That's not my forte.
Well, that or it's either it's me or my dad that'll do it.
Yeah, that's right. And Wyatt's good on mechanical stuff too. But
Yeah.
it just makes sense to me that if you've got a vehicle, an engine that's been setting still and in the freezing cold, and that oil is cold and it's thick, and your fluids are cold, and everything is not at maximum temperature for
Yeah.
smoothly operating within the engine, that it would make sense to warm it up. Now, I always was told don't rev it up,
No.
because
Uh-uh.
revving it up. And I was always told you have to break an engine in.
Yep.
So, but they don't even say that anymore. They say it's ready to go when you put it in there. I don't know what's
That
true.
might be why they have so many recalls.
It could
That
be.
might be.
So if you've got an answer to that, if you're a mechanical out there, we'd love to hear your opinion. 865-577-4885. Call in this morning. Also, if you'd like to text us on the Miracle Method message line, you can do that at 865-255-3911. Now back to our product. Well, we've got to do another timeout, don't
Yes,
we?
we do.
Yeah.
Let's do that timeout. When we come back, we're going to talk about a project that you probably need to do around your house. And it's one we're going to do around our house today. And I think Wyatt's going to help me. You're listening to Rick's House. Don't go anywhere. We're taking a timeout. What are we going to do, Wyatt?
We'll be taking a timeout. Don't go anywhere, folks.
That's right.
Hey y'all, this is Rick Allen, host of Rick's House Home Improvement Radio Show. Let me tell you, I know a little something about mobility issues. I know a little something about taking care of mom and dad and grandparents and things you do when you're supposed to. That's why I trust Chris and his team at Miracle Method. They've got a safety package. A safety package that converts that tub in your house. But the main thing is it's going to give them an easy step in. It's going to give them grab bars that are added right. It's going to give them the flexibility to have that independence and you the knowledge of knowing that you've taken care of mom and dad. Miracle Method. Find them online today. Miracle Method. 865-693-5522. For safety is a priority.
Hey, y'all, this is Rick Allen, host of Rick's House Home Improvement Radio Show, right here on 96.3 FM, Praise FM. Let me tell you about my friends Tyler and Xavier and the team over at Weekend RV Center. Whether you're looking for sales or service or parts or storage, they're the team that can make that happen for you. I trust them. They've been there with me when we were on the road all over the United States, and they'll be there for you. They can work on your RV. They can take your RV in on a trade. They can sell you a new RV, but most of all, they're going to treat you like family. You're not dealing with some big corporation. You're dealing with local folk who want to do a great job and take care of you. Weekend RV Center, 865-457-4424, 865-457-4424, or find them online at weekendrvcenter.com. Hey, y'all, this is Rick Allen, host of Rick's House Home Improvement Radio Show on the road. Let me tell you about my friends at Knox Trail Salvage and Old City Kitchens. Joel Popper and the team there have been friends of this program for a long time, and they want to be your friend. Friends, they have got the best cabinets, the best products. You say, Rick, is it seconds? No, everything's first quality. They do have some seconds if you want to get a deal, but not on kitchens and not on about everything they have in the store. So trust me, they're part of our team. They want to be part of your team. And in this environment where building materials are going through the roof, they're going to have the best prices on the best products in Knoxville or anywhere in the surrounding area. Call them today. See them online. KnoxtrailSalvage.com, OldCityKitchens.com. A Rick's House favorite.
Hey y'all, this is Rick Allen, and let me tell you about one of my favorite companies, Top Septic. If you need a new drain field, or maybe you're having a problem with your existing drain field, or maybe the septic tank just needs to be pumped, they are the folks that can handle it for you. They know what they're doing. They're an American-owned company run by a veteran who wants to give you the type of service that you're expecting. Top Septic. Call them today, 865-599-1690. 865-599-1690.
Got a question? Rick's got the answers for all your home improvement questions. It's Rick's House. Home improvement advice done right.
Good Saturday morning to you up in the Rick's House live. Praise 96.3, your Praise FM 96.3, Rick's House 8 to 10 Saturday mornings. Thanks for joining us on the program. We were talking a little bit before the time out about a project that White and I, my nephew, are going to work on today. Now, we have a rescue kitty.
Yeah.
We call her
We
Gypsy,
yeah.
the princess, the little one,
Mm-hmm.
Daddy's girl,
Yep.
and Hussifer.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a combination between a hussy and Lucifer.
Yep.
Hussifer.
Got Beelzebub.
Yeah. And so when my wife decided she wanted another kitty, we had Wildcat, who was with us for about 18 years.
Yep.
Wow, that's a long life for a cat.
Long life for a cat. Looked like Garfield.
Yeah.
Nowadays, that's a long life for people.
Yeah, no joke. And when we were out in the great state of Oregon in the Alvord Desert, Wally got sick and he didn't make it.
Yep.
So he passed. So he is buried on a 250,000 acre ranch in an unknown spot, so nobody would bother him. So we took care of that. However, after a few months, my bride decided it was time for a new kitty.
Yep.
And she said, I want one that looks like Wally, but I want it to be a she.
Yep.
I said, okay.
Okay.
So she kept looking, and then she finally saw it, and I forget what they named it. It was some crazy name at the pound.
Yeah, they decided on Rue, but
Rue. That's right. Wyatt remembers everything. He's got a mind like a steel trap.
yeah.
So they had named her Rue, and so we went down to get this kitty cat, and it was pouring the rain, and Amy went in, and they had all the cats together, and she brought that cat out in the box, and she took a picture of it, and I told her, I said, that's the ugliest cat I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
She said she's not ugly, she's just stressed,
Very.
Okay.
and she was little, she was about 8 months,
8 or 9.
and so we got her home and got her in the house. Just so you know, the folks at they were going to put her down
Yeah.
because she had been to 2 other homes and she had been brought back twice.
Wow.
Yeah.
I want to say good morning to my buddy Rodney Reese. He's doing lots better. Good to see you, my brother. You know we love you and your family.
So,
Go ahead.
during the break, before the break, we were talking about engines.
Yeah.
I got a message during the break that said the problem is they're making throwaway engines nowadays.
Oh,
Really?
really?
Yeah.
They want it to tear
It
up.
would seem that way.
Yeah, they
Well,
want it to
dang.
tear up, so you have to do that.
You know,
Spend
pay
a lot of money.
$60,000 for your car and then turn around and pay another $20 for an engine. 5 or 6
Wow.
years down the road.
Yeah. No, thank you on that.
Yeah, that's true. So we get the cat out, and just so you know, the folks at the adoption center had on gloves like from the fingertips to the ears to handle her. And she came out, she was hissing, and she was scared to death, poor little thing. She was just absolutely
Yeah, she was
scared
scared.
to death. And so we got her home and got her in the house, and Amy had it all set up with her litter box and, you know, her food and all that kind of stuff. And she
Yep.
disappeared under the couch
Yeah.
for about 2 days. And so it took us about 2 months for her to finally poke her head out and go meow. And so now we've had her almost a year, and she has made the most beautiful cat that you've ever seen, and she is the most loving cat. She even likes White.
Yeah. I was the one that fed her
Yeah, and
right
White
out of the hand.
and White feeds her, and so she's made a good cat. Now she runs the show. If you
Yeah.
move something in the house without
Oh,
her
she
permission,
don't like it.
she doesn't like it. She
Nope.
don't like it. She don't
Nope.
like it
She's
at
the
all.
queen of the house.
She is the queen. If there's something in the floor that's misplaced,
She will
she's not
tell you.
having it. And Chevy, our Pomeranian, is her brother. And where he goes, she wants to go. If
Yep.
he goes outside, she goes outside. So
And then-
now she has decided that at usually or sometime around 5 o'clock in the morning, she jumps from a piece of furniture and hits me square in my chest while I'm dead asleep, and causes me to come out of my deep sleep like I'm having a heart attack, like Fred G. Sanford. It's the big one. And
Here I come, Elizabeth.
here I come and losing my breath. And then she goes, what? Like, good morning. And I'm like, oh, I want to strangle her. Yeah,
Yeah.
And so, but what she wants is she wants to go out and hunt.
Yeah, she saw that mouse while she's looking out the window, like,
Yeah, she wants to hunt.
catch that thing.
She catches birds and she catches those little moles and she goes and she brings them back and puts them on the steps because because she thinks that we don't know how to feed ourselves. and she's sharing with us. So she did that this morning. She got out. Now, after she's had a good day of hunting, we bought her one of those cat towers.
Yep.
That has the different levels and the stuff, the SWAT and all that kind of stuff, but it has sisal rope on it.
It's got like a scratch, kind of like a
Scratch
little
pad.
scratch pad for
Yeah,
claws.
and it's got a pole that has sisal rope. And I've been from the country. I said, I need to get some of that sisal rope and redo that. Well, she has literally tore it completely off of the cardboard that it was wrapped around.
Well,
So-
almost off. All the way.
Almost all the way. And so I looked it up and I thought, well, I need to know what kind of rope that is. I've seen it my whole life. I had no idea what the name of it is. I just did the Google pronunciation, which is sisal, SISAL, which is it's a white cream looking colored rope. And here's what it is. And this is why they use it. And so what you do is you start by stapling it on one end or tacking it with a small tack.
Yep.
And then you hot glue it all the way around and wind it up like a spool. Sisal rope is a natural rope made from the stiff fibers of the agave cisalana plant, a flowering plant native to southern Mexico. Sisal rope is known for its strength and ability to handle heavy loads. It also is biodegradable and can be composted, excuse me, I'll spit it out, and can be composted after use. Sisal rope is popular choice for many applications, including crafting.
Wow. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
It's crafting rope.
Yeah.
Agriculture, sisal rope is a good choice for handling livestock and tying up bundles. Decorative, sisal rope can be used as a decorative rope. It's good for marking boundaries. Sisal rope can be used to create an informal boundary between two parts of the property, and it has several other advantages. It's UV resistant. Ultraviolet rays. Sisal rope is UV resistant and best used in dry interior or exterior applications. It is antimicrobial.
Wow.
And non-toxic. Sisal rope is antimicrobial and non-toxic, making it suitable for applications including livestock or pets.
And I thought you were going to say it had catnip infused.
Oh no, let me tell you a story about that.
She goes crazy.
Yeah, she does. Good knotability, holds a knot well due to its rough texture. However, sisal rope is heavier and less strong than manila rope. Sisal rope will also rot more quickly when exposed to weather. We bought a little catnip for our precious little one, and she goes out of her mind, tearing everything in the house up crazy.
Same thing happens to me when I use it.
Amy bought some in like a roll-on where you can just like roll it on stuff, to make it familiar to her.
Hope she didn't go crazy with
she
it.
went
Oh,
nuts.
she
We had to
goes
get rid of it.
crazy.
She goes, she goes crazy. Steve Fowl, Merry Christmas, my brother. Good to see you and your brood this morning. Glad to see y'all out there. So, hence the reason they use that rope. My first thought was they use it because it's cheap, because it's inexpensive. But
you got to go all the way to Home Depot in South Mexico to get it.
yeah, well, I ordered it from Walmart on Chapman Highway, which I'm gonna go pick up here when we get done with the show.
Yep,
today.
there you go.
However,
At least it wasn't in Halls.
Yeah, we're not going to
Yeah,
Halls.
we're not going to go to Halls. No.
but the sisal rope, being antimicrobial, naturally makes sense because the cat's claws, are not that they have lots of germs and things like that in them. And of course, so we're going to redo that for her today.
Yeah.
And so that she'll have something that she can dig those claws into other than the things that she's starting to put her claws in, like
Well-
Amy's cloth laundry basket.
Right,
Or
right.
That is not good.
well, that or like the cat I got at home. She's turning into that styrofoam thing we've got around our fireplace.
Yeah.
Well,
So
you
we
go
turn
long
that-
enough, go long enough without it, and your legs ain't gonna be beautiful anymore either.
Well, that's the truth. So a little project and so
Yeah.
a little definition of sisal rope this morning. Like I said, didn't know what the actual name of it was, so now you know, and now I know. Learning something all the time on the Rick's House program. Good time to do those crafting projects,
Yeah.
especially with your kids. I was thinking that Amy and I were talking yesterday. I remember when there's no way they could do this in school now. Absolutely no way. But I remember when I was in school, and Vance, you probably did this too, but during Christmas time, we decorated a Christmas tree at school.
No, never did that.
You never did that? No, in our school, we decorated a Christmas tree.
I
And
chose to go outside and smoke a cigarette instead.
it's always good in the third grade.
Oh yeah.
Um,
Oh, no, I was chewing then. Sorry.
in the designated
Designated area.
tobacco area that we had in high school.
Out in front of the principal's office.
Yeah, exactly, in front of the office.
Yeah, if you did that now, you would get caught.
Yeah, you
For
would.
sure.
But we would actually decorate a Christmas tree, and we did that with a needle and thread and popcorn and cranberries. Now, can you imagine what would happen if they give children in school today a needle and thread to string popcorn? We would pop the popcorn and then string, like
Oh, yeah.
popcorn, and then put a cranberry on it. Then
That'd be
more
seeing the
popcorn.
teacher's lips closed.
But it was a different time and in a different place back then. And we also watched Christmas movies in the gymnasium on a reel-to-reel movie theater. See, you missed out. You grew up in
Yeah,
the city.
that's right. I didn't go to the.
You didn't go to
Country
country
school.
school where your mama made breakfast every morning, and you eat real good food for lunch. That's why I got this great
I always
figure.
look forward to. I think it was Friday's pizza,
Oh yeah,
or maybe it was Wednesday. I don't remember.
school pizzas was hard to beat.
Yeah, man.
It ain't even real cheese.
But now, okay,
It wasn't. Did you know
yeah.
that?
no.
Well, that.
That was vegan cheese, brother. Elmer's blue colored.
Excuse me, I got it right.
Yep. Excuse me. I left something in the. I think I left something in the oven.
Yeah, I hear that. So anyway, we're going to take that next time out, then we're going to come back and talk a little more home improvement. Good Saturday morning to you. I hope you're having a good day. We're going to talk about some things you can do with the kids. Great
Yep.
time to spend that time together and make some lasting memories with some of those ornaments and things. So
Yeah.
you're listening to Rick's House, Saturday mornings, Praise 96.3. Tell them what we're going to do, Wyatt.
We'll be right back after the break, folks. Don't go anywhere.
Now listen, if you've not been to Baker Boys, have you not tried Baker Boys pizza yet? Oh my good gracious! Let me tell you something. It's on Cherry Street. If you get off on Cherry Street, turn toward Magnolia, and you'll see Baker Boys down there on the right. He's got a 30-inch pie, like not you can get in my van and got the door closed. That's what I'm talking about. And I'm telling you, a slice of pizza feed 10 kids. Baker Boys Pizza is the place. I'm telling y'all, go by and see them and tell them that we sent you, and they're going to take care of you. They're going to be proud to see you, and they're going to be glad to feed you and your family. Great place for after church on Sundays. Go by and see the team at Baker Boys Pizza and tell them that Rick's House sent you.
Hey y'all, this is Rick Allen, and let me tell you about one of my favorite companies, Top Septic. If you need a new drain field, or maybe you're having a problem with your existing drain field, or maybe the septic tank just needs to be pumped, they are the folks that can handle it for you. They know what they're doing. They're an American-owned company run by a veteran who wants to give you the type of service that you're expecting. Top Septic. Call them today, 865-599-1690. 865-599-1690. Hey, y'all, being from the country, I've learned one thing for sure. The difference in experience can make the difference between a good job and a bad. That's why we choose August Excavation for all your excavation needs. Whether it's pouring a footing, laying out a footing, pouring a concrete driveway, excavating a basement, or whatever your excavation needs may be. August Excavating. Call them today, 423-736-1402. 423-736-1402.
The way to start your Saturday project every week. It's Rick's House. Home improvement advice done right.
Good Saturday morning to you. Welcome back to Rick's House. Thanks for joining us on the program. Appreciate you being part of what we do each and every Saturday morning, 35 minutes past the hour of 9 o'clock. Here on Rick's House, we're talking about some Christmas stuff and some craft stuff, and talking about some of the things that we did as kids and making those memories if you get a chance to do that, folks. Now, I say on the program all the time that, make it count.
Yeah.
Put your arms around those loved ones and love them and hug them and kiss them and spend that time that you can with them, because you never know when that time may be over on this earth and you have to wait till the next venture to do that again. I got a text this morning, I had said earlier on the program, from my buddy Keith, and he and I had a mutual friend, Ricky Bernetti, who was a dear, dear friend for many, many years, that passed recently. And he sent me a text at 5:30 this morning and said, "I love you, brother. I miss Ricky." And I do too. And as we pray for his family, as this is the first year he's in heaven and they're here. So you never know. So, put your
That's
arms
tough.
around them, and it's tough.
Yeah,
And
very.
they're good folks. And, so you just don't never know. I also learned last night, that one of my brothers from another mother from the days of high school, and football, has been diagnosed with cancer and is fighting that battle. So you just don't ever know, folks. So put a special prayer for Andy and his family as they continue to face that challenge and to hopefully work through that into the things that as it should be. So just a little, don't want to get you down on Christmas, but just kind of bringing things back into perspective about what can and should and would and will be that we ought to be thinking about. Now's a good time to do that, and a great time to spend time with your kids right now. Are the kids out of school yet, Vance? Do you know?
I believe so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Kids are out
was
now.
Friday was the last day.
Why? So
Yeah. Friday they were out. So they're out until sometime in January.
So they're out. So good time to get out and about and enjoy those times around the house. Watched a really good. Now I'm going to let you know I was in touch with my feminine side yesterday.
yeah, boy.
Yeah, and watched a really, really good
Boy.
Christmas movie. Yes, I did, and it
Oh my
was about
gosh.
two radio DJs.
All righty then.
True story.
Okay.
True story. I watched it. Not a true story of the movie, but it was really, really good. And so that's all I'm gonna say about that. And no, it wasn't on Hallmark. It was on Tubi.
Yeah, I know. I've been
streaming
forced to watch
service.
those. I lost count
Yeah.
how long now.
Well, my bride finally said, I don't want to watch Hallmark this year. It's getting a little hokey.
Supreme.
I said, you mean they're going to meet each other and fall in love, and then she's going to find out that he lied, and Yeah. Oh, well.
Yeah, toward the end, it's a foot race to get to the airport.
Exactly. And
Yep.
and I'm gonna drop it at that before I get myself in trouble. But I did enjoy this movie we watched last night.
Bah humbug.
It was about radio and out in Colorado, and it was interesting. We got to see a lot of the things that we've seen.
The radios out there?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
and also I want to say that I have this whole AI thing. You need to make mom and dad aware and grandparents aware of that.
Especially they spend a lot of time on the internet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You need to make them aware of that, as well as these companies that call and try to get you to say yes. Are you there? You know, and my response is, how can I help you?
Yeah.
What can I do for you? Because
Mine generally what?
or I might go, hey, hi.
I understood that.
Just make up something.
Yep.
But yeah, you know, make sure mom and pop, you know, they're in the giving, you know, way and always looking to help folks and make sure that they're aware of folks out there that are doing those kinds of things.
I
That
got one of those calls
did
early
you?
one morning, woke me up
I got one yesterday.
and said, "Grandpa?" I said, "What?" I said, "Grandpa?" And I said, I'm no grandpa." And they were like,
One of those who ask you for money is stranded.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I've heard-
"Grandpa, I'm not a grandpa."
Well, I got a similar call, and it was the actual voice of the person that had been copied through AI, but what the person said was not what that would be.
That person would have said.
Would have said.
Yeah.
So I knew that it was baloney. So but there are some.
BLOGNA.
Yeah, they are some folks out there that are not right in their head, and so
Hey.
just be careful about that, especially with your
Lay
older
off me.
folks. But just be careful of that. Make your older folks aware of that there's people out there looking to do them harm and do
Well,
bad things.
And not to be funny, but you need to check on them anyway, make sure they're still warm.
Absolutely,
Yep. Definitely.
absolutely. Because and also the type of, and that's a great point. I'm glad you brought that up.
Yep.
And also the kind of heat
Yes. Yeah,
that they're utilizing.
definitely.
You know, if they're using that old milk house heater, that's got to go. Get them a good
Yep.
infrared heater. Make sure it's plugged directly into the wall outlet. It's grounded. Don't be letting Mama and Papa be using a space heater.
No more kerosene.
It's no
Yep.
more kerosene. I had a nightmare with that one time. We went to church and came home, and it had snuffed out, and the whole house was covered in black soot.
Oh yeah.
You know, and just the fumes of that alone can be dangerous.
Definitely. Yeah.
Some of those things are designed to be used while watched, definitely not used
Oh, yeah.
while sleeping.
Yeah.
Making sure that your fire alarms and your CO2 and gas detectors are all working properly, even if they're just battery ones. You can go to your local fire department and they can assist you with that. I think KUB and the other utilities have a program for that as well. You want to make sure that we want to look for frayed cords where animals have chewed on them or critters. You just
Yeah.
want to make sure, because as I get older, unfortunately, I get in a habit of, you know, we have to go behind each other and make sure that we turn the gas off to the stove,
Right.
Yep.
you know, because, you know, I'll go get over there fooling around and bump it on. And then Amy go, "You smell gas?" I'm like, "No, I don't smell nothing." And yeah, so it will. But, you know, again, making sure if you have to use that source of that kind of heat, let's make sure that we're using an appropriate sized heater, not on an extension cord, plugged directly into an outlet and cleaned. We have a little infrared fireplace that quit working, and Amy said, what do you think about that?" And so I took it apart, and it just needed to be cleaned. And I cleaned it really well and got all that, checked all the wiring, made sure the connections were good. And we did that. We had another situation where I hadn't had something that was running something outside, and it kept kicking the GFI. And I went out there, and there was a GFI for the outlet, and then it had an additional standard plug with it. And when I looked at that standard plug after I kicked the breaker off and pulled it out, the lug screw that goes in on the grounding side was loose. It had been tightened so tight that it had stripped. And with the contraction of the heat and the cool, it had backed off enough to cause it. And thank goodness for the GFI, because the GFI picked up on that and killed the circuit. So it didn't burn the whole thing to the ground. So those things that are small like that are very important, and it's a really good time to check those things in your house. Also, if you're using Christmas lights, make sure they're outdoor lights. Make sure they are used for outdoor, not indoor lights outside.
Make sure you use the correct cords too,
and the correct cords for the correct voltage. I mean, that is very important. I mean, we seem to think that it doesn't matter what you plug into it, but folks, it can be
matters.
Devastating. Miss Ruby, Merry Christmas to you too. Always good to see Miss Ruby in there. Hope you and your family are doing well. We love you. And again, I want to thank all my sponsors who allow us to do this program. And I each and every one of them are fantastic. Be sure when you call them to let them know that you heard about them on us. And, they're not just sponsors. They're part of our family and part of the Rick's House team.
Brothers and sisters.
They are. And those are the folks we look for. And if there's somebody out there that we don't know about that we should know about, then let us know. I mean, there's room in the family. We want to make sure that, we're talking about those folks like our friends at CMG and Mechanical Services LLC, Miracle Method, Jim Vesper over at, I've got a friend that actually I met with this past week who is experiencing rheumatoid arthritis. And I think that, the program that Jim has to offer at Celebration Station, both and out in Maryville,
Circulation Station.
Celebration Station. Sorry. Circulation Station out in Maryville at 865-995-6229 or in Tellico Village at 865-657-5016 or online at circulationstation.net.
I totally respect his views toward veterans.
Well, I absolutely do. And when I tell people about that, and Vance, I know that you do, Jim's position is that he offers anyone who wants to try the Beamer system to see if it helps them 3 free visits. Cost you absolutely nothing. You just have to schedule and go to his facility. And if you are a combat veteran, then you receive Beamer treatments for life for free.
Amen.
Amen.
That's the way it ought to be.
Absolutely. And I respect that.
They should be the ones put up in those five-star hotels.
Absolutely.
Yes,
they
definitely.
absolutely should be. And as well as, Baker Board Pizza, Jeff, what a great job he does over there. Cozy Mountain Cabins, Anita, veteran herself, serves our country well. Her son just retired. Senor Taco out in Broadway and Cancun Mexican restaurant out in Halls. August Excavations and Top Septic, Josh and Heidi. Man, what a wonderful job August Excavation does, man. If you want it right, and folks, when you're building something, if you don't get it right in the beginning, it's not right through the whole project. He'll come out and set your foundation out, dig your footers, and get you lined up and get that in the ground and get you ready to go so that you've got a level, plumb, square, dead on the money base to start with, and you're not fighting something that's off through the entire project. Knoxville Salvage and Old City Kitchens, and of course Weekend RV Center. We appreciate the world. Busy Bee Plumbing, love them guys to death, and Sanders Plumbing too. So, and our newest bunch, Preferred Modular Homes on Clinton Highway, 865-512-9251. Ask for Scott or Ben. And they'll take good care of you. We're going to be doing a lot more with them because it just fascinates me, the quality that goes into those homes.
I just love hearing him talk about them.
Oh, and I know.
It is amazing.
It is.
Yes.
I was there. We were there day before yesterday, And I was and the house is set up like it would be set up at home. And then these houses, they can actually take it off the frame and do away with the frame and set it directly on the block.
Yeah.
Because it's built to the standards of a regular FHA house. And so I was walking through there, and it's so solid. The floor is just, it's just, and none of that trailer smell that you get when you smell that formaldehyde in the materials.
Brand
you
new
know?
trailer smell.
Brand new trailer smell. I mean,
Yep,
none of
new
that. This
trailers.
is just, and if you need something a little bit different than that, they have that too. You know, they have the needs that you're looking for. Nothing wrong with any of that. You know, with today's market and today's housing, you know, but we want you to have the best that you can have with the quality that you can have, so you and your family are safe. And that's the goal.
And
That's
all of these sponsors, these businesses, are as good at what they do and so successful because of the people that are running these businesses. They care. They care about the customer.
They care about their customer.
Yeah.
That's exactly
you can't
right,
beat
Vince.
that.
And you can't beat that. And that's, you know, and they're going to tell you honest, you know, and they're going to give you a fair price. And if they don't know, they're not going to guess at it and just keep charging you till they get to where, and still never fix it. I hear nightmares about some of these large companies that don't have technicians anymore. They have sales techs.
Yeah.
That their job is to upsell you.
Exactly.
And that's not what we're after here. What we're after is getting the problem diagnosed and fixed for safety and affordability and those kinds of things. And so it's a different road. And you know, that's one of the reasons we started Rick's House so many years ago is I get to say those things. You know,
Yeah.
I get to tell it like it is, period.
Well, we had an experience with our heat and air. We had a company come out. I won't name them. Happy.
Right.
And they came out and quoted, oh goodness, I forget the price. It was way up there, but they said we had to have a new unit.
Right.
So I called in another one. It's no longer in business, unfortunately, but they came in and they fixed it in 5 minutes and didn't charge us a penny. It was a $5 part.
Wow.
Yeah.
See, that's the mentality of some business nowadays, and that is not going to be the Rick's House mentality
No.
of anybody that you're going to hear about on our program. And quite frankly, and I tell when I talk to new businesses that I don't know about, but I see good things about them and I see good reviews, and I look at all that and I make a decision to have them on the air. I've had companies that have offered me money over the years to talk about them, but I just didn't feel comfortable doing so, and I didn't do it, and nor will I ever do it.
No.
Because it's not about that. I mean, do I have to make a living? I absolutely do. I'm not independently wealthy by any means, but I'm just not going to do that, and that's not.
Well, it's not fair to your other sponsors either.
It's not. And then people will ask us many times, and I didn't mean to get on my box and start preaching, and we'll have multiple sponsors sometimes, and very rarely do we give exclusivity. And the reason for that is we want you to have a choice. We want you to be able to, you know, the truth of it is, and I'll give you a prime example. The truth of it is not everybody has compatible communication styles. Now, both companies may be excellent. Both companies may do near the same thing, but you may have a better communication with one company than you do another just because of personality.
Right.
That doesn't mean one's better than the other, but if you can have good communication on the front end, then you're going to have good communication when a problem happens, which happens.
Oh yeah, it does.
Which happens. You and I were talking day before yesterday, And Vance and I were talking, as we talk a lot during the week, about what we're doing, and
Yeah, he bothers me to death.
Well, I'm lonely. But anyway, and we were talking about, and I was at a parking lot, and I was walking out, and I had a gentleman come up to me. He was really nice. I had a gentleman come up to me and say, "Do you mind if I give you a business card?" And I said, "Of course." So he handed me a business card. You remember this story?
I do.
And so I thought, well, that's nice. He seemed like a nice fella. And so when I got home, Vance and I were on the phone, and so I went to Google and looked at reviews, and reviews were not very good, but the reviews were old. So then I looked, but I didn't see a lot of new reviews, and so I just made a judgment call that not feeling too good about that, we're gonna let that go.
Right. Oh yeah. File 13.
And so,
Oh, that was that guy that hung Christmas lights. Never mind.
Oh, I'm leaving it alone. So anyway,
I may not be here next week.
yeah. So we try our best to give you guys the best knowledge that we can. We certainly don't know everything. I have to work really hard each week to get myself up to, a matter of fact, lately it's getting myself up to product knowledge, because the product and technology is changing. So, and things are done so much differently, more differently than they used to be done, that it's quite the challenge for the old man to keep up. Do we have a timeout here at the top of the hour to take us out? And how much time is that, Vance?
3.5.
Okay.
3.5.
And so that'll give William some time to get in here. I want to wish you all a very, very Merry Christmas. Remember the reason for the season from the whole Rick's House family. We want to wish that to you. We will be back live next Saturday, because we don't want to miss an opportunity to get to talk with you, and we'll see who our guest will be, and we'll continue talking home improvement. If you need to reach me during the week, you can always do that at rickshouseradio.com. That's the website. There's a link there. You can reach me by Gmail at rickshouseradio@gmail.com, or you can call the station.
That's right. 865-577-4885. 577-4885.
And you can leave me a message here, and they'll get a hold of me. And if you've got a question, just remember, there's no silly question out there. There's only the question that you didn't ask.
And your silly question might be the same question that hundreds of others have.
Absolutely.
Yep.
And I'd like to expound on that reason for the season.
Yes, sir.
And that reason is not to take out a second mortgage on your home to buy Christmas presents.
Absolutely. Absolutely true. So God bless you. We love you. We thank you. Put your arms around those people that you love and spend some time with them. I hope I can do the same thing. White, tell them we'll be back when?
We'll be back next Saturday, folks.
All right. Have a Merry Christmas, y'all.